What up?
Hi.
What's up, squad? Just because you blur out your bed in the background doesn't mean you're not in the fucking bed. You know what I'm saying? That sexy. God damn.
You know what? I tried. Okay, I tried.
Nice try. Put a little message in here. No, I'm here. All right. Now let's got Viviana coming in. All right, let's not wait too long for these other folks. So I'm getting you guys back to business. So let's start with the people on the call. Tell me about.
Are you talking to us?
Yes, you.
I can't hear anything.
Check, 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 mic check.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Oh, something's wrong with Annie then. Hello. Nothing. Try.
Maybe try hopping off it on the Zoom call again.
I had you on mute. Sorry.
Yep, that's what I thought. I did that shit the other day. I did that shit the other day too, where I was like, I can't hear you. And they're like, and I'm telling them they got some problem. I'm like, hey, I think you just got another thing open, whatever. And then I look down on my computer and my computer's on mute. I'm like, God dang it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the people on the call right now. Blessings. Small, big, life, business, anything.
Got my first
Thanksgiving week, so they got to be extra good, Kevin.
Well, giving to myself because I got my first under contract last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I don't know what conversation you had with Jacob too.
Right.
But another agent from the office, he was going on a cruise and he needed somebody to kind of like watch over stuff to make sure everything's going smooth, and any of his leads that went under contract was to me, and we split it 50-50.
That's awesome.
And one of his buyers was like super ready. Like I just showed him like 3 homes and we easily put an offer on.
That's awesome.
So like, I was kind of struggling to put the offer together, and like I don't know, I was getting pissed off at transaction desk, but like after figuring it out, like I was like, oh, okay, it's not it's easy, because like the very first time I tried to make an offer, it probably took me like the whole day versus my last offer that I made a couple of days ago, like I don't know, 30-45 minutes. So I mean, it's improvement, right?
Yeah.
You know
I mean, you knocked off like a quarter of the time, bro. Like, look, man, like that's how it works, man. Like this shit, look, if this shit was easy, everybody would do it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not easy, but like once you learn it, right? So, you know, and next time you do it, it'll be half an hour. Time after that, it'll be 20 minutes. And then, you'll get it down to 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like I normally take 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Cause one thing I always tell you guys to do is just proofread, like don't just fill something out real quick and then throw it out there. Cause if you miss one important thing in a contract, it'll cost you, so like, I can write one up in 5 seconds, but I look through it multiple times just in case I miss something, like whatever the case may be. And then like, I just make sure it's tight.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like get like paranoid. Now I'm missing something, or like I don't know. Like when I was writing the contract, I just felt like something was off, like
Yeah,
the whole time. But it was fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I'd rather you have that than be like, it's good. And then you send it in and then it fucking blows up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So no, I'm loving that. What else? What other blessings you got?
That 10-day inspection period that you told me to put on actually did help, because this lady did not check their inspection report for like 2 days after she got it back. I was like, oh please, you know what I mean? Right.
Was the inspection report sent to you as well?
Yeah, it was sent to me and it was sent to her. I also forwarded it over to Jacob, since we're going like on the deal. Right. And I know he wrote an addendum up yesterday for it. Yeah, she didn't really know what she wanted, so like he just kind of made his own addendum for it,
Yeah. So like anything else, if you get it and you're not hearing anything back, you need to follow up. Say, hey, just making sure you got it. One thing that you guys should know is, and most of you guys know this, but prepare the people for the inspection prior to getting the inspection, right? So let them know that an inspection is going to be this very, very long, big scary thing, because they're finding all these you paid somebody to find problems, so guess what, they found them, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I said to the buyers. It's like their job is to find things wrong. Okay, like heads up. And this house was built in 1980, so it's been time for stuff to develop, and that's your job.
Great job.
And then that's how I started before we even showed them anything.
Good. And just remember, there's a summary page where the inspector usually says, hey, here's the shit that I would really look at, so it narrows it down from like 100 things to like 8. Right. And then you look at those and you say, okay, which one of these is really a problem, and, what should we try to ask for money for these things? Should we let it go? That kind of thing. So good stuff. Anything else? Personal life? Anything else blessing wise?
I'll go. So
he's like, wow, I'm ready. Hey, Kev, you're done. It's over.
Oh, sorry. Did you have another one?
No, I don't think I was looking for it. You know what I mean? He asked me again. I was like, shit, I had something else, but like,
sorry,
I think I'm good. I think that was the main one, right? That's the most important one.
Okay. Annie, you gotta be a little slower on the trigger next time. I'm trying to pull stuff out of Kev. You know what I mean? Now, go ahead, Annie. Go ahead.
Okay, so when I signed up with EXP, like when I got back into real estate, my goal was to have one transaction until next year, so 2020. So that was my goal. I did not anticipate like being an icon or capping or anything. My goal was to refresh my memory and everything. But I found out like 2 weeks ago, I think, that I actually did cap. So I'm actually really, really happy about that, because I actually accomplished one of my goals within 8 months instead of 12. So I'm really happy about that.
Fantastic. Great job. That's huge. And now I know why you were trying to jump in there. One thing that's funny is it's like, I mean, we talk about it all the time, but like the bottleneck in your business is you, right? Like it's whatever you think that's capable of. And we're all guilty of this, right? Like, even I have to be like knocking myself in the face sometimes. I'm like, am I thinking too small about this? Like, one thing that happened with me the other night is, obviously I'm big into personal development. So one thing that comes up a lot of times with these success books or people who have mentored me is you got to schedule time to think, and it sounds crazy. But what happens is we get so caught up in the day-to-day, do this, do that, that we actually don't just stop for a few hours in quiet and just think about the future. Think about your goals. Think about how you can think bigger, right? And like, the other night I was in my condo and I'm just like, I'm very happy about this, but I'm starting to dislike television. Like I used to be a lot more like, I have shows, right? So there was a long time that my father lived with me and my dad's retired. So like he loves shows. So the time that we spent together was a lot watching TV together, which was fine. Like I would spend a couple hours a night, we'd sit down, and that was our kind of like our dad son time, right? And but now it's like I sit down and I'm in my condo and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't even fucking care about this show. Like I don't care about any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And so the other night I finally was just like, I just shut off television and I was just like, I'm just gonna sit here and think. Like I pulled out a little notebook and I was just like, I want to start. I was like, and I started thinking, I was like, I want to create a new income stream. Like that's all I was like. I picked a subject to think about. I'm like, I want to create a new income stream that doesn't have anything to do with particularly EXP or the real estate. And I just sat there and thought and just like sat there and it's just crazy what happens when you sit there by yourself and you start thinking, man. I just started getting some really sick ideas. So I'll give you one of my ideas just to that is just funny because it's crazy what the universe does. Like I wish I could prove it to you besides the results, but like it's just the way it is, right? So I sat down and I was like, all right, so I'm doing a lot of speaking. I'm doing a lot of things. I know I have these, I can get onto these platforms. Like I used to work for a marketing and branding agency called Celebrity Branding Agency. My buddy Nick owns that company, and I would travel with him across the country and he would go to conferences and he would sell his product off the stage. I once saw him sell a $24,000 product, right, to a room full of like, I don't know, a couple thousand financial advisors. Off stage, I saw him sell $600,000 worth of his product. And I was like, holy shit, that was one talk. Like one speech, one talk, one pitch, $600,000 worth of revenue. And I was like, you know what, man? I was like, I need to sell a product off the stage. Like I need to find the high-end product to sell off stage because I can get on stages now. So like if I can get on a stage, or even if I can sponsor an event to get on stage, then I can sell, but I want to sell a high-end product so I can get a high-end commission, right? So I shit you not, I just went to the Scissors Club for like 45 minutes because I needed to get some lunch. And I had told myself, I was like, I need to start going to the Citrus Club more. Like I pay for this fucking membership. I need to be there multiple times a week. I sit there, Aaron Luden introduces me to this guy who works for this company that does like theme, like all the stuff you see in the theme parks, like let's say Harry Potter, all that stuff is built by an Orlando based company called Nassau. You guys ever seen the pirate ship in Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay Bucks Stadium? You ever seen that on TV? They built that. Like they build crazy attraction style stuff. Like that's their specialties. Like, and now they want to try to bring this product. So I talked to this guy and they want to try to bring this product to people's homes. So like, it's like, for instance, somebody just bought Shaq's house, right? Shaq's house. Did you see that big thing? It was like I don't know, Shaq's house was like something stupid, like $40 million sale or whatever. It just happened when a local agent sold it. Named Rob Rader, right? And so the guy was talking to me. He's like, for instance, the people who just bought Shaq's house, they're like, Shaq had built this 6,000 square foot like basketball facility overlooking the lake. But these people don't play basketball, they're Indian. So now they're talking about creating an Indian food market style thing where you would walk into this thing and it would look like literally walking into an attraction at a theme park. And I was like, holy fuck. I'm like, that's incredible. Like nobody's doing that. Nobody's like creating a different world inside of a home, right? So I was like, bro, I want to sell that shit off stage. I want to get on stage and talk to luxury people who have a lot of money, who have homes that they don't want their home to look like a new home. They want it to look like a new world. Like that kind of shit. And I'm just like, what are the chances and this guy's lighting up too, because he's like, dude, I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and I want to bring this back to the agents for them to be able to sell the product. And he's like, and his fucking mind's exploding. Like that all came from a decision to be like, hey, I want to sit down and think. And I want to think about what I want to do. So going back to your capping thing, is like, you just had this goal and you're just like, you capped yourself there. Right? Like you like, oh, this is all I need to be happy. But now that you actually made this new goal, I'm hoping that you kind of like, oh, so the next goal is icon. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
for sure. Next year,
So what would it take for you to get there?
more
What happened?
calls,
More calls.
definitely. A lot of
else?
my business has been referrals. So that just shows me like I need to get out more and just meet more people. So
Oh no.
definitely, huh?
Oh no. Meet
I,
people.
I know, I know, I know. That's like my weakness, but I did well. Like I went to a training, I think last week, and like I'm going out more. So baby steps, baby steps.
So out of curiosity, did you cap the 8,000 or did you cap the 16,000?
I believe it's the 8 since I'm on a team.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. But to
Yeah.
Icon, you have to do the 16 plus the additional ones, Bobby?
Yeah. So in the traditional non-team model, it's it's capping and then 20 deals above the cap. On the team model, they go by volume. So you have to do a certain amount of volume above your cap. I got to get that number.
Yeah, that would be a nice to just to
yeah,
have that
Yeah,
number.
I got to get that number. I have a number in my head, but I don't want to shoot out the wrong one. So let me confirm what that number is. But yeah, but either way, it's not less of an accomplishment to cap because there's different splits. So you have you still have to do less deals to cap, to be honest with you, because since we changed the split and up the split, it's still less than the typical 10 to 12 deals that you would need to cap on a $16,000 model. So it's still an incredible accomplishment. And like you said, it's just sparking the idea of what if, like what could be possible if you went out there and I want to say that it's a blessing, Annie, because first of all, I could give you some kudos. You've been very active on the open door stuff, super active. Okay. You've been out contacting Danielle, getting that stuff. You've been active as the social director, right? You're trying to set up a thing for us to go to Home First, and we will be doing that next time. And I can absolutely see that you're taking the opportunity and you're getting involved and you're doing that stuff. So I just want to let you know that I notice and that's a blessing to the team. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Annie.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Well, Lex-
Annie.
I'll
Lexi,
go
what's the
next.
blessing? Yes.
Okay, so I
Those
have
are
a few of
appreciated.
them. All right.
Okay.
So number one is my nails. They are a blessing. They are one of my favorite.
Now, let me put them up real
Yes.
close.
Those are cute.
Thank you.
Is that a heart across 3 nails?
Yes.
That's next level shit right there.
Right. All right. So that was number one. My sister says I'm super bougie.
Yes.
So
Is that her in the back?
yeah,
She is
she's
getting a little too bougie.
It's so funny. So we have the same birthday, but we're 11 years apart. And yes, I'm her introvert, right?
And I'm her extrovert, bitches.
She's
Okay,
really?
I could not tell. I could not tell.
Yeah. So anyways, I had a closing on Friday, which was super exciting. I had a moment of gratitude coming. I'm in Virginia now visiting her for the week, and I had a moment of gratitude on my way driving, because as I was driving, the buyer that I closed on Friday, she was just like, yeah, like seriously, thank you so much. Like, this is my dream home, and it's so surreal. And it just made me feel like I literally got teary-eyed. Like I felt like a little bitch, but I got teary-eyed because I'm like, yo, I really like, I'm impacting someone's life, and it like, when I say it really is my passion to put people in their place, like it really, really is. It comes from the heart. So it just felt so good. What else? Oh, I joined John Marone's coaching. I really, really like him. I like his style. I like his vibe. I just vibe with him really, really well. I also did the communications coaching with Jamie Miller, because I would really like to just excel my communication skills, and if it can help me in my personal life, my business life. So I did that, pulled the trigger on that. I have a closing today, which I won't be already there, but I'm super excited about this one because we were supposed to close in August. It went to October and then November, and so we're finally at the day that we're closing. So I'm super excited. I have a lot of good things coming. I'm pumped. I'm super pumped.
Gosh, man, you got
How much is the John Marone coaching? Is that like per class or is it like a package that you buy?
It's you can reach out to him on Instagram, but I pay $500 a month. So you could either pay $500 a month, $5,000 upfront, or 1833 times 3. So if you pay the 5,000, you save on 1,000 if you do the $500 a month. But I didn't have 5,000 just to come up with, so I just decided to do it monthly. But I've already seen an excess amount of growth within my business, little things that I'm doing that a little shift here and there is going a long way. So it's been great for me.
Is it 5,000 a year or?
It's 5,000 for 12 months. So, I mean, you will always have access to him, but as far as like maybe joining the calls, I don't know. And I don't know what happens after the 12 months.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
And you guys do know that John Marone is Alliance Group now, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Yep. I love him. You guys worked him, right? You and Gil?
Yeah, Gil mainly, but for on behalf of Chris Nevada.
Okay.
So he's in Chris Nevada's front line. So that was
Oh.
all Commissions Inc. Connections. So
Yes.
this is kind of going back to what you're doing, Annie. With connecting with folks. Like I can't stress it enough, guys. If you guys want to triple, quadruple your business next year, you're gonna have to triple, quadruple your connections. I just told you, I literally just went to Citrus Club for 45 minutes and I just found a high-end product to sell. Right. And by the way, I knew the guy, I knew his boss. I met with his boss 3 years ago about their building because they have a huge, they're based out of South Downtown. So in one of those big warehouses right here, a few blocks from here is where they build the attractions for Disney and for Universal and for that shit. And I found out about that guy through joining the South Downtown Development Board. And then I found out through the director that I'm like, look, I want to know about people who want to sell their properties in South Downtown. She's like, you need to talk to this company. I want to talk to him like 3 fucking years ago. They never sold, but I tried. I kept pushing, trying to get my boy in there to see if we could pitch him on buying the property and building him a new facility. Didn't work out. Suddenly 3 years later, I'm in the Citrus Club and I'm talking to this guy and he names the company. I was like, I know that company. I met with a guy there. I'm like, his last name was Brown. The guy's like, Matt Brown. He's like, that's my boss. That's how the shit works. Like literally, like you're building this web, and it's not that the web produces immediately, but as you continue to build this web, it just becomes this place where you can literally just make one connection and all the dots come together. You know
But I wanted to mention one other thing is that I got a reality check this past on Friday. So not every agent is going to be willing to pour into you, and not like how our vibe is in the Alliance Group, right? So I've been wanting to learn more about short-term investments and stuff like that, right? So Kelly has been hard to get in contact with, and somebody gave me somebody else's name from Mimi gave me somebody else's name from Team Grape. And this guy was an arrogant son of a bitch. Like it was really I would ask, he was like, I have a few minutes for a few questions, right? So I would ask questions and he was like, but the questions you're asking, they're too intricate. And I'm like, I don't know this, this side. So I don't know if my question is going to have an A, B, C, D answer, right? So he literally told me, he was like, this is more than a coffee appointment. I feel like my time is valuable. And if you want to learn more about this,
This guy's on Team Great?
No. He got recommended from somebody on Team Great.
Oh, okay.
He tells me, I charge $500 an hour.
Yo, I could tell you, what do you need to know about short-term rentals?
So I had a list of questions in my head, like I didn't know that you should have a business license through the DPPR, but some people don't do it. So according to somebody, that the right way is to have a business license, right? So then I also heard you have to have a permit within the county that you're in. And then so I was just trying to get a, how do you come up with daily rates if you're doing Airbnb? And if you wanted to manage it yourself, is it just the cleaning service that you really have to worry about, or property managements? I learned that property managements, not all property management will take on that unit if it's not in a specific vacation community, or if it doesn't have a pool. So I've been learning stuff on my own, but I kind of wanted to leverage people who have been doing it, but I'm not paying $500 an hour for some.
Not like listen, the basics are very simple, and if that ever happens, look, people always kind of direct you to different places, but like there's nothing you can't learn online that most of these guys will teach you. But look, if a neighborhood is zoned short-term rental, it's already allowed. There's nothing really special you have to do there. You just have to ask a few questions. Are you able to manage it yourself in that neighborhood? Right. Usually if you manage it yourself, you're going to get a higher return because a property management company is going to take a pretty big chunk out of the profit. Right. So those are the questions you got to ask. You want to ask whether you can live there. If you're allowed to live there, or is it only short-term rental? That's a good question to ask, just in case you ever do want to live there, or just in case you want to do a long-term rental in there, right? Just as a backup, right? If for some reason you're like, I don't want a short-term rental this shit anymore. I want to lease it for 6 months, a year, things like that. Rates, go on Airbnb.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just see what things are renting for, and if you come into the office ever, you can literally pop into Julie Marr's office and be like, yo.
She actually said she was doing a class in February.
Yeah, she's doing that for February for like $150 or something for you guys. So like
it's actually $250, but yeah.
$250. I thought she was doing something like special for like the agents or whatever. But
so yeah, but it was a reality check, Bobby, because I was like, holy shit, like this arrogant son of a bitch is like $500 an hour. My time is worth, that and all this other stuff. And I'm like, damn, I haven't came across that. So it was like, there are people out there like that.
Yeah. Oh, no
when
doubt.
Our office is completely different.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then don't, look, there's no shortage of assholes that come in all shapes and sizes and colors. And you just got to treat one thing I would tell you, Alexis, is, you got to get good at not blanketing. You meet one person and then you come up with a theory for everyone, right? Like you can't do that. Like you have to take every case individually. Like if that guy, I could talk to that guy for 10 seconds. And if he acted like that, I'd be like, never mind. I'd just be like, that's the wrong person. That's just the wrong person. That's okay. I mean assholes every day. There's some assholes in EXP. Like it's not like, oh, they don't exist here. They don't. It's just now one thing he did teach you though is at least they know the value of their time.
Yeah.
So you can learn from an asshole. What the asshole does have down is like, hey, they believe that they're worth this. Guess what? Just by him believing that, somebody will pay it. Somebody will.
Not me.
Yeah, not you, but somebody will. Now, do I suggest that you be an asshole? No, but you can know your worth.
Absolutely. I think you could be you can know your worth, but be graceful too.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. So 100%.
So it was just a lesson learned as far as, I hadn't come across that. I hadn't come across an agent like that because I feel like most of our agents that I've interacted with at our office is super cool, very, willing to tell you what they've been through and educate you. So
it's good to be part of the Alliance family then, basically.
Yes.
Nice.
Hell yes.
Nice. All right.
My testimony, my Alliance testimony.
Thank you. Let's get that on. Okay, I'm recording that. I'm gonna put that out there. So all right. I
want to share something real quick.
Yes. Why don't your camera on? What you doing?
Because I look like crap. I have to actually get ready. My pickup. I'm in Denver right now. My pickup's at 1:10. It's 12:29 right now.
Okay.
But I went under contract in 3 days, so I'm really excited. It's my second listing, and we're already looking for another property. He's an investor, so he does like 4 to 5 flips a year, and he wants to use me. Like I've only ever done one open house, and he was the last one to walk in, and we were like cleaning up, and he's like, oh, do you mind if I take a look around? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And we did like mimosa Saturday, so I was like really buzzed and like just like high energy, and like because anytime I drink, it's just like my energy times 10. And he just like, I don't know why, he like really liked me. He called me 30 minutes after and he's like, I want to use you as my realtor. I was very impressed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I didn't do anything. So then, yeah, but he likes to buy like auctions or short sales and things like that, which are pretty tough to come by. He actually ended up buying this property at an auction while I was in Colombia. And I'm glad I followed up right away just because he's like, oh yeah, I want you to list this. It'll take me a few months, but whatever. So yeah, we're under contract. We got 5,000 over asking. I had like 5 offers. And he like, even though he has been doing this for years, like he actually like listens to like my advice, which is crazy because I'm pretty new at all this. But obviously, you know, I reach out to you guys and I ask Brittany and, you know, get advice on certain things, but it's been going really well. I also got a referral through a friend, and mainly all my transactions have all been referrals, which is why I'm like, okay, I really need to get focused and start making calls so I can get more deals. But this referral, they were pre-approved for 650, which is great. And you know, they're really serious buyers. So I'm really excited about that. And I also signed up with coaching with Jamie. He's a communications coach. So I already had one session with him and it was awesome. Like he's really great. And I think I'll definitely
I'm very
benefit from
excited.
that.
I'm very, very excited that he's part of the culture. I've actually known Jamie for many years. We actually met probably through connections. Oh, another one, Annie. I met Jamie Miller when I was the president of the Jewish Chamber of Commerce. Even though I didn't do anything Jewish, I somehow got that position. And so I went to an event hosted by another chamber, the Brazilian chamber, end up sitting next to a gentleman named Jamie Miller. Nice British accent. We start talking, blah, blah, blah. You know how we first connected? Because he's like, hey, he's like, Bobby, I want to, I want to do some deals, blah, 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 this and that. And so Jamie wanted me to help him sell some properties in Apopka that were zoned for growing marijuana. So he met some guy who had off-market farmland, like it was nurseries, but this particular zone in Apopka was actually zoned for marijuana, for growing marijuana. And I was like, I said yes. I was like, yeah, I'll go out there with you, man. I'll meet with the guy. And we actually signed some, a little like off-market agreement with some hillbilly, like nurse. And Jamie's like, hey man, I just want to get paid a cut. I was like, no problem, man. We'll sign a contract. I'll pay a cut if we sell these properties. So that's how our relationship started, right? And funny enough, he continued to grow his coaching program over the years. And full circle, obviously I've seen Jamie around at different events and things like that, but Jamie introduced me to Lingo. And Lingo, as you know, is a crusher, right? And I happened to be at the gym. And because I made this connection, Annie, with Jamie Miller years ago, okay, I was at the gym one day and he was working out with Lingo because Lingo had hired him as a coach. And I was literally like just working out. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And Jamie's like, oh, you got to meet this guy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, cool, man. And the guy's like, and then Jamie gives me this like incredible introduction. Like, I'm like, because I was like, me, I'm like laid back. I'm like, hey, it's like, I'm in real estate. He's like, no, Bobby's with EXP. I'm like, hey, I'm in the EXP Realty, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, he's not just with EXP Realty. He's like, he went on this whole thing. And Lingo's like, man, let's connect. And I was like, well, how about today? He's like, let's do it. He signed up that day. So Jamie's a blessing, but remember that all these connections are blessing. And Vivian, I'm so glad that he's part of our culture and that you guys are working with him, because I think he's actually going to be instrumental in a lot of the agents' growth in this company. So super excited that you are working with him. And yes, we need to get you more and more of those, more and more referrals, but also, like you said, get on the calls and stuff like that so we can double, triple your stuff.
Does anyone else on our team have another job, or am I the only one who has like a full-time job separate to real estate?
You're not the only one.
Because the broker of New York gave me some great advice, which could help this other person too. But basically he told me to treat Delta to treat real estate like I treat Delta. So basically I get my schedule a month in advance with Delta. So he's like, schedule all your real estate stuff a month in advance and show up to work like you would at Delta for real estate. And I'm like, wow, why didn't I ever think of that? Like, obviously, like, you know, and I think it's because I'm not like super dependent on real estate.
Right.
But now like I bought a new car and I have these other expenses. And now I'm like, okay, I really need to get this shit started because
You're on the Gil Ramos program. He's like, get yourself some more expenses so you get a little fire under your
yeah,
ass.
exactly. Yeah.
Great job. Great job. Well done. Well done. Man, I was hoping Brandon was going to be on here too, because I wanted him to talk about his Ironman experience. But let's do one final blessing. Then I have a few things to talk about and I'll let you guys go. Anybody?
I have some.
Wendell, you know
Yeah.
what? When are we going to buy you a light?
Oh, a light. I have a light. Let me
I
put
need-
my light on.
It's like Wendell's always sitting in the fucking bed.
Oh, do you want me the light?
Yeah, man. I want to see your smiling face, bro. See,
So,
camera on. Everybody's here now.
So this year for me, it is being a challenge year. So I was like 100,000 miles per hour in this country, and then I got a hit. And then I need to stop and back up for a long time. And I'm discovering myself a lot after that. And the good part is that I had a closing 2 weeks ago or more. And then after that, I was talking with a guy from Washington, and he called me Friday and say, okay, I'm gonna be here for this weekend. And then we went, he likes to fish and all of that. We went to the same community in Grooveland, which they have this big lake and all the canals. And I show him some houses, but he wants something that he can put a boat right in front of the house. And those kind of houses in that community, they don't have it now, but pretty soon I talked with a guy that he's probably listing the house. So we'll make some connections there to see if that will work there or another place. The good part about that is I'm doing therapy about the phones, because it's just I receive a phone call from my sister that was not good. So I'm learning that not every phone call is bad. So, and after that, I'm returning slowly, but in my pace to do what I like to do. And that is my biggest blessing.
One neighborhood you might, I don't know if they're still selling, but you might want to look in. There's a neighborhood called Bella Lago. Have you
I
heard
was
of
thinking
Bella
the
Lago?
same
You
thing.
were thinking the same shit, right?
Yeah, I went there too.
Okay, you went there with him too. Okay, that's one.
We're
you could-
looking all over. It's just that the community that I saw the house, it's very interesting because they have a water view and then they have the canal. But yes, I'm looking all over.
That's what
and
Bella Lago is. Pretty much all the properties in Bella Lago are like that. They have the water
Yeah.
view on the canal with a dock, and then you can just take your boat out to Lake Toho, I
Uh-huh.
think it is. So just interesting stuff there.
But
Good
yes,
stuff.
I'm pretty much coming back. I'm not making a lot of call because I'm doing this therapy thing that I need to understand.
You might want to get some
that-
therapy with John Marone too.
Oh yeah. But I need to
that's the-
go slowly because sometimes
that's
it's
the
just
therapist.
the when the phone rings, it's just give me a panic attack nowadays. So I'm just trying to recover myself and go 100 miles or more per hours again. So
Okay, we'll be excited to see that happen.
yeah.
Good stuff. All right, let's get to it real quick. So I want to show you guys something. As many of you know, you have access. I invited a few of you. I don't know if you got it, Kendra, to Bomb Bomb. You guys weren't on Bomb Bomb before. You've got access to that. So the deal is let me share my screen real quick. That we have this amazing tool, and I use this tool all the freaking time. Okay, all the time. It's so powerful. But here's the problem. This is from November 1st until like the 22nd. And here's who's using it. You know, I'm kicking everybody's ass. And, you know, the second one is Devin, and then Alexis did 3. And then Jason won 1, and then zeros all down the line with everybody else.
Hold on. So
I
with
think I
this,
missed the time you guys discussed that because I don't know how to use BombBomb.
Okay, no, that's not on
Wait.
you. This is new. This is new for you, Viviana. So don't worry about that.
but for this, I have templates, right, as videos. So I don't, so I send the same one like 50 times.
Okay. Well, I would challenge you not to just do that.
Okay.
Okay. Like the whole point about BombBomb is to be personal, right? Like I don't almost never send the same BombBomb twice. I'm talking to somebody specifically, right? So I am actually speaking to the person that point in time. That's the power of it. The power of it is not a canned message. The power of it is I'm sitting in my living room or in Virginia and my sister's in the background shouting some shit, but I'm still taking the time to do a video for them, right? So like that's the whole point of BombBomb, is for you to be able to make a personal connection without seeing them in person, right? But they see your face, they see your tone, they see your smile. And so this is a problem because this to me is such a powerful tool. Like I'm literally like, I send BombBombs out for everything, right? Because it's just any chance I can give somebody my smile, my tone, my energy, and take the time. Even the fact that you took the time to make a video for them shows people that you care more than sending them either a canned one or no video at all, or a text message or an email. So this is a very, very powerful tool. So I want to challenge you. I want to do a challenge. Okay. What's the day? The 23rd. Okay. So I'm gonna do a challenge from the 23rd to the 29th. Okay. I'm going to the top 2 people, not me included, obviously. The top 2 people on this list, okay, by the 29th, I'm gonna buy a ticket to go to the Real Producers Christmas party. It's a $70 ticket. Okay. It's on the Christmas party is on December the 1st. I will put a link in the Davos team chat. This is one of those great events to meet top level people. Real Producers, as you know, is a magazine of top producers, and run by Aaron Luden. And so I just want to, I want somebody to kick my ass, you know, in BombBomb videos. You know what I mean? I want to see the top 2 people in here because, and you can send them through text, you can send them through email, right? So that's what this thing is all about. So I will do a BombBomb in the Davos Messenger, right? And then I will explain this contest. I will put the link to the event. Obviously, I'm gonna buy the tickets to the event. So so just top 2 people gonna get to go to December 1st, Real Producers party. It's all gonna be at Tin Roof, which is on iDrive. So that'll be my little contest there. Just want to throw that out there.
Bobby, how do I get on there?
I think I sent you an invite. Hold on one second. Wendell, I kicked you off because you're not doing shit right now, so don't worry about it. Because I only have I have to invite some of the new agents on there. Let's see. I looked up John Marone just to make sure he was in the thing. I see BombBomb. I got you, Kendra.
Is it through email that you sent it or?
Yes. Yes, it would have been through email. Hold on.
Her name was at the very
She's at the
bottom.
very bottom.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was there. Okay.
Yeah, her and Robert were invited.
Yeah, you're invited. So it's in your email. Check your other folders, your spam or whatever, but you have been invited to the VV 09, whatever you have email.
Man, why does my picture look like that?
You look a little stretched out, buddy.
Do you guys know the subject line of the email?
Try bomb bomb.
Is it
Uh,
BOM or is it
Yeah,
BOM?
BOMB.
Okay.
See if you can find it. And you
Okay.
saw yours, Kendra, right?
I did. I was
Okay,
trying
cool.
to get the subject line for video.
Sweet.
And-
Found it. Thank you.
All right. So here's the deal. This is, go back into everybody on your platform. Look, you want to win this fucking contest? You already have a list of people. Okay. I need you to send a bomb to every single one of them. Whether, I don't care if you're wishing them a birthday, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, something to connect with them. Just say, hey, if you're by chance, I'm open this weekend by chance. If you're looking to take a look at some homes, like most people are kind of in the holiday mood, which means we have a lot of opportunity to go see a home and not have a lot of competition, right? So it's just anything. I think of all sorts of reasons to bomb people, but it's always about seeing your face, seeing the connection, and they see it. And guess what? The cool thing about bomb is like, when they see it, you know what I'm saying? So like, like you can actually see when they open stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys have that functionality too. I see when it's like, if I send a bomb, it tells me when they open it. So literally, I know exactly when they open my email. I can literally call them right then. I can literally be like, hey, I just wanted to check in with you. And they're like, oh my God, how crazy is it? I just looked at your email. I'm like, no shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's such a great freaking tool, man. And I just don't want you to miss out on using that. You can use it through Sync, but I don't care. You use it through Sync, send out text messages. Like, don't worry about any of that stuff. All I want to see, I don't care about using Sync. I care about you connecting with people. So let's get that popping. And use that resource and let's see who, I'm gonna go ahead and buy 2 tickets now, and I'm gonna see who wins this contest. So on that same token, I just want to talk to you about another thing real quick. And so I don't know if you guys noticed today, I know Elias is driving. You know where Elias is driving? He's driving to one of the, did you guys see that little screenshot that I put in the messenger today
Yes.
about the 2 properties? Okay. Well, Elias is thinking about maybe doing it, maybe doing a flip with another guy, right? So he's going out to see one of the properties. Okay. Here's the deal. I told you in that message, right, that I don't even know who that wholesaler is. He obviously has me on his list. Okay. I don't know them personally, but they sent me a couple of deals, and all I did was forward that information to you guys, right? And from forwarding that information to you guys, Elias, let's assume Elias was my client. He's not, but if he was my client, I would have just gotten the client. Wouldn't I? Just by simply, I screenshotted something and I forwarded the information. Okay. So my message to you guys is, it does not matter what you market. All you're trying to do is get a response, right? Like, I don't care. I market properties I don't have control of. I don't have any control of that property, but I can't put those 2 addresses out. I don't even know if those will be available by the time somebody does contact me. I just want somebody to contact me, because if that property is not available, can't I find them another one? So I don't care if you have control. I don't care if you have it locked up. I don't care whatever it is. Doesn't matter what you market as long as you get a response. Right now, I guarantee you right now that you guys can take that same screenshot, eliminate the phone number. Hey, just got this from one of my investors. Is anybody interested? I guarantee you, if you put that shit on Facebook right now, somebody's gonna get a client from that. I 100% guarantee it. I told you guys about the Dominican Republic properties. I just did an hour presentation for agents today. Okay. Why, if you haven't registered, why haven't you? There's a ton of marketing material. I'm literally giving you content for the next 3 months by simply going to beachhomeinvestments.com/agent registration. You're going to get 3 folders of 3 projects. Who gives a shit if you sell a project in when what you're marketing is beautiful short-term investment properties and investments? All it's saying to the public is, I'm in the know. I got shit you can't get. I have access to investments. Hey, I'm doing real estate, by the way. You guys get it? You guys get that? I don't give a shit if you sell a property in DR. Like, none of that shit matters. It's never mattered, right? When I post stuff half the time, it's like, it could work out, could not work out. But sure enough, 10 people comment on my post and somebody put somebody else's name in the comment because that person needs to see what I'm talking about. Right? You get those, right? When you post something, sometimes somebody will put somebody else's name on Facebook in there and it's, you know, highlighted in blue and they're telling that person, you know, today, matter of fact, look at my Facebook today. I posted just a picture of me that Biagio took that said think big up top. I said I just got doing my first presentation in Spanish for Dominican Republic investments, beachhomeinvestments.com, right? Somebody in my comments, if you look at it today, marked somebody else's name in there who I've never met. And by the way, that gentleman that did that, I've met that gentleman probably 8 years ago in person once, Annie. Because I used to work for a company where I used to do marketing and branding for other entrepreneurs. Could it be that I might make some money from a connection that I made 8 years ago that I barely ever talked to, but sees me all the time online, right? Like, it does not matter what you market, you are trying to get a response. So let me ask you guys, is there anything right now that you can post? Anything aside from the DR stuff that I just mentioned that would be, and the other shit that I just gave you, the screenshot. What else? What else could you actually market, whether you have control of it or not? What's somebody selling? What's somebody doing? What's going on? Like, what could it be?
Definitely the video, like even if it's like the Davos team video, as far as if you want to go the agent attraction way, that could be something that you post just so people on the outside can see our culture and, you know, reach out to you and possibly be in your downline.
That's what I do. I'm doing the same thing. You know what I mean? That's like, absolutely. That's, you want to build, if anybody want residual income for the future, like, I know it doesn't pay immediately, but you know, for the future, cool. All right, I like that. You know, what else? What else is there?
I actually did new branding pictures recently, and she sent me like all of my pictures. So what I did was, you know how like it scrolls and I had all of my pictures. So I literally just posted that. And obviously like I had like a sign and you could see like their branding pictures. And I just said something about how excited I was to have new branding pictures since the last one I took was 5 years ago. And a high school friend like DM'd me and he was like, hey, I've been thinking about buying. Can we meet up for lunch? And I was like, yeah, of course. Come to find out that he's also thinking about getting his
Getting a real
license.
estate license. Oh,
Yes. And he actually said he has a friend in KW and he has a friend in EXP. And so like we talked about like a few things and then come to find out he wants to get licensed and then sell himself a house. But I also connected him with Jocelyn at Home First. So that way, either way, I told him you're going to have lending. But I was like, if you need anything, even after your license, like just let me know, like I'll be there for you. So my branding pictures possibly got me either a sale or agent attraction.
both, right? Exactly right. Exactly right. Another great thing to do. That's a great tactic. One great one is, hey guys, just got my new real estate pictures, trying to decide which one I like the best. Which one do you guys think is the best? You know, it doesn't matter what you market, guys. It doesn't matter. Just be authentic, right? Put something out there that's attractive and interesting and get conversations going. I'm telling you right now that if you guys do that this week, I want you to think every day of 3 things. What can I market to the world that would be of value to the world or to somebody that is going to start a conversation? you know. And that's it, guys. I mean, I've literally sold $1 million properties that way. Like, I mean, it's literally, I sold a 1 point something $million apartment complex by doing that. Like, this is it. This is just saying, hey, I've got stuff going on. Like that's what I hear the most, is like, dude, like most of the people like that I talk to that see me online, they're just like, oh man, I know you're doing something. You're doing something like big shit in real estate. They don't have to know exactly what. They just know that I'm in Vegas. They know I'm doing this. They know this is happening. They know that's happening, right? It's the same thing with that. It's just letting people know that you're in the game. Like, you want them to think of Annie when they think real estate, you know, and whether it's an agent or a client, you know. So I just don't want you guys to get hung up on what you're going to market. I just need you to market, right? I need you guys to be active. I need you guys. I mean, who are the top agents in this office that you know off the bat? It's probably the ones you see the most, which is Corinne, Deontay, all these people. And they're always on social media. They're always marketing something. They're always out there doing an episode. They're always out there doing something. Those are the most successful agents in this office, you know, that aren't paying, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in leads, right? Like, these guys are organically getting business, which is part of the deal, by the way. It's like I think calls should be one pillar, right? That's one pillar. That's a steady pillar, right? Like, you got to build your business on multiple pillars. And one of them is building your personal brand. Like, guys, you know, at some point you guys might graduate from Davos, and I want your personal brand to already be built. I don't give a shit if you talk about Davos. I really don't. I don't care. I really want them to know who you are, because I know you're going to do a shit ton of business when they know who you are. Like, when people see your faces and your energy and all that, like, everybody, you know, I forgot to mention, there was a couple of things that Viviana said in her blessing. She said, first of all, she said she got drunk at her open house, which I thought was awesome. And then, but she said the last person that came in the open house, which, by the way, is usually the case, literally almost always in the last fucking 10 minutes of the open house, I get 6 people walk through the fucking door, right? It's just the way shit works. So don't cut shit off early. Be willing to stay late. Trust me, that's when the magic happens, right? But she's like, well, I was kind of tipsy, so I was like, me times 10. Oh, right. Well, guess what? Me times 10 worked, didn't it? Right? You know why? Because energy is a superpower. When Lexi, let me ask you guys a question. So I use Lexi because, you know, I always like to pick on Lexi. Could you tell Lexi's in a different energy mood today? Can you tell when she's not? Yeah. It's and when she is, she lights up everybody's screen. When you're in a great mood, Lexi, and you're feeling good and grateful, you actually affect every single box in here. Every single box. And I can tell
she's my accountability partner.
But the reverse is true. The reverse is also true. So use your energy as a superpower. Don't spread shit energy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you got something to work through. You got to go to therapy like Wendell for calls, go to fucking therapy. But don't spread to others an energy that you don't want to get back. Right? Because you want to know, that's my magic. I'm the same thing. I'm Viviana. I'm basically drunk on energy all the time. Actually, Elias caught me drunk the other night, called me. I answered the phone though. So, you know, I did answer his question, but I was not in good shape. But anyway, don't worry. I was at home, Lexi. Don't worry. So, you know, I know you worry about me, but the reality is that I'm going to bring energy to you. My job is, every person I encounter, is to leave them with better energy than they came in. If you're the type of person that doesn't do that, it's going to be a tough road. It's going to be a tough road. It doesn't mean you don't go through tough shit. It doesn't mean you go, are you out of here? Okay. You're going for the weekend? Yeah. Okay. Have fun. And you too. All right. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving to you. It's to bring that energy, man. It's like, I get it. It doesn't mean that, Bob goes through problems too. You're like, I just don't bring them to you. I just don't bring them to you. But you don't think that like running an organization this big, you know, I got, you know, I got a business partner. We go, there's been times when me and Gil, like, we just don't talk about that to anybody. We could talk about that each other. Like, how are we going to work through this shit, bro? Like, how are we going to make it through this shit? But out here, it's all about bringing energy to the people. So, you know, Viviana did that, you know, even though it was mimosa induced. Viviana always comes with great energy. Matter of fact, I told Viviana that after the trip to EXPCon, where I got to kind of hang out with her for a few days. And I was just like, I just want to tell you something. You know, you bring a great energy to the group, right? You're always smiling. You're always having a good time, taking videos, taking pictures. Like, you're the kind of person that people want to hang out with. Like, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And you have to be that kind of person. And it works in life, and it works with friends, and it works with business. So keep that in mind. And then one final thing, guys, since it's 3 o'clock, I had a call today with Annie, and, you know, she was a little bit frustrated about one of the open door deals. And what I told her is, you know, first of all, if somebody chooses to go another route, to me, that's still the beginning, right? It doesn't mean you've lost a deal or whatever. It doesn't even mean you lost a client. I've lost listings that I gotten back because they realized that they made the wrong fucking decision. Right? People make decisions for all sorts of different reasons, emotional, this, that, they make up a story, whatever the case may be. But what I will say is, if you want to be valuable, if you're thinking about something bomb to send out right now, here's your message. Hey, James, just want to let you know something. Like, I know you're working with somebody else and you probably got a realtor, a real estate, a person and that's fine. Like, you know, I want you to work with whoever you want to work with, but I want you to know something, that I'm always here for you, and I want to be your resource for anything real estate. If you ever need a second opinion, if you ever need me to review a contract, if you ever just need to give me a call and ask me a few questions, my line is open to you. So I want to let you know that. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you soon. There's your fucking bomb. Right? Instead of trying to sell somebody, why don't you tell them that you're there to add value? Why don't you tell them that regardless of whether you do a deal with me, that I'm going to be here for you? Because guess what? They're going to come back. They're going to come back. They're going to realize, hey, you know what? Kendra cares. Right?
It's so funny that you say that. I don't mean to cut you off, but
no,
Kevin,
please cut me off.
I call you this weekend. I called Kevin this weekend. I'm like, Kevin, I've been working with this client for like 3 months. And at first he fired me kind of last week saying, you know, I just want to rent now. Like, I have home buyers fatigue. I feel like we looked at so many homes, so I'm just going to rent. And then the very last home that we put an offer in on, the listing agent was like, hey, this deal is probably going to fall through. I'm expecting a cancel and release from who we did go under contract with. So you guys are up next. So I reached out to him again, like, hey, I know that you said that you wanted to rent, but the home that you loved might be ours. And he's like, oh, I actually started working with another realtor. Then that's when he had to like come and kind of like be honest and say that. So that example that you just gave about sending a bomb, like, hey, even though you decided to go another route, just know that I'm still here. That was good, because I was like, Kevin, what do I do? You know.
Well,
so
if that property comes back, though, you showed him that property. Just say, hey, no problem. You know, like did you sign a buyer broker agreement with him by any chance?
And I didn't. So
That's fine.
that was
Don't worry about it. Look, you built a relationship with him. If that property comes back, and just say, hey, you know, make sure you follow up with that agent, because you can still get that deal.
okay.
You can still get that deal. But yeah, it's absolutely that. Call him back and say, hey, I just want to let you know something. First of all, I want to wish you happy Thanksgiving, you know, and just let you know that, you know, I know you're working with somebody else right now. And that's fine. I just wanted to know that I'm your resource for you. If anything comes up, I'm still working on that deal for you though. So if that comes back, you know, we'll work together on that one. But, you know, I wish you the best. And I just want to let you know, I'm here for you. Anything you need, any questions you ask, please let me know. Done. And watch that property come back. Watch you get that deal done. You don't know how many deals I've saved from the depth, guys. I told you that a million fucking times. I'm telling you, I've had shit flatlined. like literally flatline. And it's like the last shock. I was like, I don't know, man, this is it. This is the last one, man. It's like, boom. And then suddenly person just rises up. And I'm just like, how the fuck did I save that shit? Right. But the beauty about that, it builds massive confidence in you guys. And that's what I want for you. Because once you guys get confident, you guys are fucking dangerous. Right. I know Lexi's starting to feel it. She's done a few deals now. Annie's starting to feel it. You know, Viviana's starting to get it. You know, Kev just getting started, man. But, you know, you could tell his voice changed when he did a contract last week, right? You know, he just knocked down his transaction desk time 15 fucking minutes, man. I mean, this motherfucker, little by little, bro, you got to take those little pieces of confidence, right? And you stack. It's like building a house with bricks. Stack. And then eventually you're like, oh, man, how come, like, you know, Annie seems so confident. And then they'll talk to you like the shit happened overnight. That's how it always happens. Like, oh man, you're so confident. Like, I wish I was like you. I'm like, motherfucker, you see the bricks that I fucking laid down? Like, you weren't there for the bricks that I fucking laid down, right? Like, you think this is magic, right? But hey, just say thank you. I appreciate that, right? I appreciate it. Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm very, very confident. So I'm excited about you guys building your confidence. Remember, I'm gonna put the contest in the messenger until the 29th. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the tickets now to see who my top 2 people are. Okay. And you guys have an awesome week and an awesome Thanksgiving. All right, guys.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Everyone. God bless.
Thank you.